We ended up with 3 very small, very unimpressive maple logs. I decided to delete the footage where I cut this log up into firewood and logs because that footage ended up being rubbish. I decided to spare you the agony of having to endure the painful experience of having to watch that. So don't think I've never done anything for you. This maple tree has been dead for at least 2 years. I thought it would be spalted, but it looks like it may not be spalted. We'll just have to get it on the mill and find out. I watch some of you East Coast sawmill guys, you milling up all your maples. You have all kinds of maples out there. You have hard maple, soft maple, red maple, silver maple, sugar maple, yellow maple, dog maple, rock maple. You got your northern maple, your southern maple. Okay, I may have made up some maples there, but you guys have just about every kind of maple you can imagine. But one you don't have is the bigleaf maple. It's the only maple we have out here, at least in tree form. We have some shrubby maples like vine maple, but what we lack in variety, we gain in size. The bigleaf maple is the world's biggest maple. It also has the biggest leaves of any maple in the world. Now you might be thinking, this guy's just bragging about their big maples because he's just envious of all the variety of maples we have. I can't deny that. I may be experiencing some maple envy, but you gotta just go with what you have. This, of course, is not a big maple. This was just a small one. But it was dead and I've never milled a maple before, so looking forward to putting this onto the mill and see what it looks like inside. But first, let's go over here to a live one and I'll show you why bigleaf maple is called bigleaf maple. This is why we call bigleaf maple bigleaf maple. It has these big leaves. This isn't a particularly big leaf, but they can get up to a foot across. This one, 11 inches that way, 11 inches that way, 10 inches that way. Enough fooling around with leaves, let's open these logs up. As I'm clamping this first maple log to the mill, I'm realizing, for bragging about having the biggest maples in the world, I sure chose a pathetic specimen to represent it. But this is the maple I had that was dead. So this is the one we're going to roll with. But not only is it small, it's also crooked, and it has this crack in it. I would rather have this crack either parallel or perpendicular to the first cut, to make it easier to cut around it, but I also want to take advantage of this flat-ish surface. I'm going with the flat surface over the crack. We'll find out if that was a good idea or a bad idea. I would say either way, it's just not a very good log. I have no idea what we'll find in here, but here goes nothing, or maybe something, or somewhere in between. At the least, we'll make some sawdust. I set this flitch down and look what happened. It split. I think we have some tension in this tree. That's not going to be a very good board. I have to push really hard to get these back together. That's a lot of tension. I planned on turning this 90 degrees, cut some boards off of this way to avoid this crack on this side, but with that tension, these boards might end up warped. We'll find out. Okay, this is what we got out of that first pathetic log. This one turned out good. It's mostly straight. Mostly. I think mostly straight means not quite straight. This piece is quarter sawn. It turned out nice. This is the piece with the pith in it. That could be a tongue twister. It turned out straight, but I don't know for how long. This piece, if I could find another one like it, I could make a rocking chair out of it. That is not straight. We got 2 good boards out of it and 2 questionable ones. Big question. And this may be the weirdest piece of lumber I've ever cut. Well, this is the biggest one, or maybe I should say the less pathetic one. This curved crack in here could be a big problem. If you want to see some more respectable big leaf maple logs being milled, you may have to go to some of the other Northwest sawmill channels. I know Northwest Sawyer has done some. I think the old Jarhead has, and I think Grizz 270 has too. But for now, here you are watching me mill up this pathetic specimen. Let's get on with it. Here's what we got. One that's a little bit crooked, one that's mostly straight, one with a crack in it. Looks like I got my second piece for my rocking chair. third piece. This one, it's only 1 inch, but I could almost make a rocking chair out of that one too. They came out less than spectacular looking. Let's do the water test. Maybe that will make them even more less than spectacular looking. Without water. With water. Nice, but I wouldn't call them spectacular. What am I going to do with these? I don't have any plans for them. I just wanted to mill some maple. I'm not as mapley cool as some guys like Paul and Andy from Southern Adirondack Outdoors, who are milling up hard maple to make their own cider press for their own orchard. How cool is that? Just one more thing to foster my own insecurities in my maplehood. But after dealing with this tree, I think I've satisfied my desires to mill up some maple. I've got that out of my system now. But we have one more log left from this tree. It's the smallest one, and it's a little bit crooked. Okay, a lot of bit crooked. And it has a big crack in it. I'll use this one to demonstrate what I think about milling up this tree. I'll appreciate that decision this winter when they're in the wood stove keeping me warm. These pieces, I'll probably just put them up for sale. They probably make good craft wood for people who just want to make small things. I have a previous customer who might want them. A couple others I'm thinking about too. Well, that's it. Thanks for watching. See you on the next video.